The last video focused on job design, so that being the elements of general or specific tasks, and now we're going to move on to recruitment. So recruitment specifically being internal or external recruitment, and then recruiting for general or specific skills. So going back to job design and looking to recruit for people with those specific skills. So in the context of recruitment, how would you define it? Well, it's the process of locating and attracting the right quantity and quality of staff to apply for employment vacancies or anticipated vacancies at the right cost. So it can effectively, with recruitment, be proactive or reactive. Proactive, okay, we recognise we're going to have vacancies in the next month, 2 months, 3 months. Let's recruit now to fill those gaps. Or we can be reactive. Okay, that person's just resigned. We need to fill that position. Let's advertise for that position. And over here you can see an example of a job that was advertised at the end of 2016 for a teacher at Shaw in the Economics, Business Studies and Commerce area. So that's an example of external recruitment, looking to hire someone. That ad was placed in the Sydney Morning Herald and also on seek.com.au. One note about recruitment: it can be extremely time consuming, it can be a very expensive human resource function. Often it is outsourced, but at a significant cost. However, while it is time consuming, while it is expensive, it's clearly very important, okay, because if an organisation ends up hiring the wrong person, that can have significant implications. They can be economic implications, i.e. you're going to have to train that person more than you really wanted to. It can have workplace repercussions, i.e. the level of job satisfaction, and also can have some legal issues where they might discriminate another member of staff, they might cause an accident, or they might you might sort of be forced into a corner and you end up sacking them, and that comes back to hurt you in terms of an unfair dismissal case. Firms need to decide whether to perform this human resource function internally or externally. We've spoken a fair bit about this in terms of process, the first step of process being acquisition. In the context of recruitment, the organisation can recruit and try and find someone within the organisation to fill that vacancy, or they can seek to go outside, hire a firm to do the recruitment, or they can go for a headhunting firm, or they can just advertise in the newspaper, such as that previous ad we looked at for Shaw. So internal recruitment, when the firm decides to do the task themselves, generally that will be through the human resource department if the organisation is big enough, and given we're looking at large businesses like Qantas, like Apple, they certainly are large enough, and they may well choose to do that recruitment themselves. How would they go about doing that? They might speak to or get some of their employees to do it. They might get some of their former employees to do it, or they might even look at former applicants they've had for other positions to see if they can fill that vacancy. How would that actually happen? Well, it'd be through generally posting that job online on the intranet within that organisation. They might sift through staff records if it's a large organisation and you don't know every single staff member. They might rely on word of mouth, so staff just talking to one another. Emails could be sent around to staff saying that this position has become available, or there could be some sort of referral system where staff are asked to refer a friend, and they might even be paid some financial benefit if they can refer a successful applicant. The advantage of internal recruitment is if you find someone internal to the business, generally they're going to fit in culturally with the business because they are already working in the organisation. They know what the culture is about, and you know what they are. They have values that are in line with the organisation's culture. It can at times be expensive, and it can take up time. Expensive because of the time taken for the internal people to actually go about that recruitment process. The benefit also is that you're filling job vacancies with people from within the business, and that's probably one of the major ones, which comes back to this point about culture. You're filling from within the business, that's going to improve the culture of the organisation. So here's an example at Macquarie. You can go to their website and you can look to see what jobs they have, what jobs they are recruiting for internal on their intranet. Again, and this is just off the Shaw website. Any vacancies are posted up there. When I looked at this was admittedly 12 months ago. They were advertising for a strength and conditioning coach, and that was being advertised internally, i.e. on the Shaw website. Okay, we'll do that in class. So in terms of external recruitment, where the business hires a specialist firm to recruit the staff, so the business makes a decision, okay, we're not the best people to go about and hire a staff member, so therefore we're going to recruit someone. We're actually going to hire someone to do the hiring for us who is outside this organisation. How would that look? Well, that external recruiter would post an ad in a newspaper or online. They might use LinkedIn or any other social media. They might use their company website. So, for example, one of these groups down here. They might even go to universities or trade shows. Those specialist firms generally are going to be very experienced in that process. So if you're an organisation who hasn't a lot of experience in recruiting, that may well be an advantage of going to an external recruiter. The specialist firm has resources for performing the function, meaning they can generally do it cheaper. They know what to do. It's their core business, and they can do it very well. They've got contacts generally who can help them in the process. On the other hand, external recruitment, you could also perceive external recruitment to meaning only looking for people to join the organisation who are currently outside the organisation. But really we're looking at it from a perspective of who is going to help us in that recruitment process. Okay, recruitment is also about general or specific. So if you're going to recruit for general skills, it comes back to the points we made earlier about general skills. So people with general skills can have a job customised to their talents and are often a good cultural fit. So if you go and hire someone with general skills, you can generally, okay, this person's applied, they've got fantastic skills. It's not exactly what we're after for this particular role, but let's mould a job around that person because they look so great. We want them to come and work for our organisation. Some complex jobs require specific skills, and if they don't recruit for those, then that can diminish the tasks that have been done at that organisation. People with specific skills mightn't be very adaptable and they might be harder to find, so therefore you might have to pay them a higher wage. Therefore, a firm would tend to have a mix of a bit of both. And regardless, both types of person are going to require ongoing training. Okay, that's it for recruitment. The next video we'll move on to training and development.